guys, it's Cauliflower, and today I am doing a tag video. Can you believe it? I was tagged by my good friend Niki Murphy here on YouTube, and this is a very strange tag, but I thought it was really interesting when she showed it to me. It came from a wonderful person called Kimberley Clark, which I will also put in the description box below, as well as Niki's video. And it is called, ready for this? This gets my high school education on. It is called Le Blush Qui, or the Blush Tag. This is a very interesting tag because I went through my collection and I had no idea the amount of blushes that I actually had and owned. Do this, the French and the English, because that is the way this tag was intended. So let's get started. The first question is, le blush qui a le meilleur? Blush with the best packaging. Well, I really couldn't say as far as like that I was wowed by packaging, but I would have to, if I really thought about it, in my collection anyway, I would have to give it to Tarte, because I just think that Tarte is the most colorful, and they always have like a really pretty like color for every blush that they have. Like this frisky one is this dark pink, sorry about the mirror, and I love the imprint. I love Tarte's imprint on anything. And then, of course, the one in Flush, which is like this purple color, which is absolutely gorgeous. And then the one in Doll Face, which is one of the most popular ones that Tarte makes. Of course, I've used a lot of it. But I love their outside packaging. I think it's really pretty. So that is that. The next question is, le blush qui a la plus belle couleur? Blush with the prettiest color. That is difficult. That is very difficult because there are so many blushes that I own with very pretty colors. I'm going to go back to Tarte because I think Frisky is one of the prettiest ones that I own. It's like a pinkish coral color, if you can see that right there. It is really pretty, but I would have to probably give it to Laura Geller. This is the one in Blush and Brighten in Berry. This has got to be hands down one of my favorite ones. It's very dark, it's very pigmented, but my God, this color is so pretty. It's not even going to do it justice of me swatching it, but that's the color right there. And that's the color right there. It's like a deep plum berry color. It is so highly pigmented. It's just such a gorgeous wearing color. I mean, they all have pretty colors, so it's hard to pick, but I definitely would choose that one. Okay, number 3, le blush le plus pigmenté. Blush with the most pigment. Well, I'm going to go back to Laura Geller, definitely. It is very highly pigmented when I try and use it. And the drugstore version would probably be the e.l.f. HD, which is a little cray-cray as far as pigmentation is concerned. And honestly, with the blush out of this pump, you need like the tiniest, I don't even think I can, that little tiny thing is going to produce that amount of pigment. So it's crazy what the e.l.f. HD will do. But that is a gorgeous color, only if you use a very tiny amount of it. The pigmentation is unbelievable on that. And then, of course, there's ColourPop, which is in Pie. Now, this is their Super Shock Cheek. This is crazy pigment. Look at that. That's like a legit magenta pink color. That is crazy pigmented. So I would definitely say those 3 were my highly pigmented blushes that I own. Okay, number 4. Le blush pour tous les jours. Blush that is your everyday blush. I have quite a few of these. So I'm going to go with, there's a few of them. I have a few of them. All right, so the ones that I probably would pick out the most, number 1 would be my BH Cosmetics in Bombshell. I love this. This is just a nice, natural, everyday color. And it's so pretty. It's just so, I don't even know if I can do it justice. Look at that. It's got a slight shimmer to it. And it's just a nice, natural blush. It goes on so nice and smooth and silky. And I love it. It blends very easily. And I'll always pick this one up first. Or if I don't pick this one up lately, it's been the Ofra Paradise Pink. I absolutely love this blush, and I cannot believe it because of just how pink it really is. But it is such a gorgeous, 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 gorgeous color. I'm going to swatch it here. I don't know if you can tell. It is such a really pretty color. And it's pink, but it's not too pink. It's not too Barbie pink. It's not too magenta pink. It's like that natural flush of color pink. If you've been out in the cold weather, jogging around or what have you, that is what I would describe it as. If I have to go high end, then it would be MAC in Peaches. This is one of the most natural color blushes I own. It's the only MAC I own as far as blush is concerned. And I like it more so in the summer and springtime. It's very, very natural. Gives a nice peachy, rosy complexion, and I love that. And then, of course, there's my e.l.f. blushes. I love my e.l.f. baked blushes in, this one is in, what the heck are you in? It's this one. It's the darker one of the three. You would think that that's an intimidating color, but it really isn't. It's so pretty. It's almost like a bronzy blush. You probably could get away with using that as a bronzer, I think, more or less, but it's very, very subtle, and it gives more of like a copper color. And then, of course, there is Passion Pink from e.l.f. And again, very subtle, very pretty, very natural, and I can use that one every day as well, if you can tell that color. Okay, next one. Number 5 is Le Blush Pour Faire la Fete, which is a party blush. If I'm going to say party blush, I'm going back to ColourPop, because that's got to be the most partyish looking color I have ever seen as far as the Super Shock Cheek. I think this is just like, hey, hey, club time. Let's put on the crazy pigmented ColourPop and just go crazy. Yeah, I definitely would say I would give that to ColourPop. Okay, number 6. Le blush que tu regrettes d'avoir acheté. A blush you regret purchasing. A blush I regret purchasing. I am going to go with, I don't know if I purchased this. I don't know if I purchased this or if I got this in a swap. I don't remember, but I'm not crazy about it. It's the Milani Illuminating Face Powder. This is supposedly all of it. It's a ultra smooth highlighter, bronzer, and a blush. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't reach for it. It's kind of pretty when I put it on my fingers, and I think it's really, really subtle. Maybe that's why. But I don't use it. I don't see the point in it. If it's supposed to be an all-purpose, it doesn't give you a contour. It gives you more of like a pinky highlight, which is great for that. But then don't call it a blush, highlight, or bronzer. The other one that I know that I don't use a lot is the e.l.f. HD. I don't use this whatsoever. It's very, very, it's ridiculously pigmented. And like I said, you got to put that tiny little drop on, and that's high maintenance for me. So I'm not a big fan of this one in particular, but I would have to go with those two. Okay. Le blush que tu as le moins utilisé. A blush you use the least. A blush I use the least is going to be the Smashbox Blush Rush Flush. I don't reach for this. I don't reach for this. I don't know really why. Yeah, I do know why. It's that frosted pink that, I don't like that. It's that frosty pink that just is not me. I think I must have gotten this in a swap somehow. And it's Smashbox. You think I would, but I just don't reach for this. And I don't reach for the ColourPop either. I think I'm very intimidated by this color. As gorgeous as it looks in the pan, I don't know if I put this on my face, would it end up being a clown look? So I don't really reach for this, but I would say Smashbox and definitely the ColourPop I don't reach for at all. Okay. Next question is, les blush le peux utiliser, tu ne peux pas t'en passer. Did you get that? A blush you use the most, would never let go of. A blush I use the most and would never let go of. I would have to go back to Laura Geller as far as I would never let go of this one, because I know for the quantity that it is and the quality it is, you don't need a lot with this blush, and it's such a gorgeous blush, and it is really literally like I mean, I've had this thing probably over a year now, and it's barely even hit pan. I wouldn't let it go because it's such a very high quality blush. I don't use it every single day, but I would get the most use out of this one because of the fact of its pigmentation and the fact that I love the color on it. So I would say the Laura Geller. Okay, number 9. Tu marque du blush preferee. I can't say these words. Your favorite blush brands. I'm gonna go back to, actually, I'm gonna say Tarte, because Tarte makes such an array of different colors, and I really love that about them, and I always go for Tarte. Even in the palettes that they have, Tarte produces one of the most amazing, beautiful, natural looking colors, and they also go, of course, for the, you know, more pigmented blushes, but I definitely would say Tarte, because I haven't seen a blush by Tarte that I've disliked, and I think they're really gorgeous as far as their packaging and what they produce. So I'd say Tarte. Okay, number 10. Un blush descouverte du Lunet. Your greatest blush discovery of the year. My greatest blush discovery of the year was Pandora's blush. I got this in an Ipsy bag, and I could not believe how I love this. This is in the color Pink Carnation. I'm going to try and swatch it on my opposite hand here because it is so pretty. It is such a gorgeous color. I couldn't believe the fact that I never even heard of this company and that I enjoyed this blush so much. And I got this early 2015 in an Ipsy bag, and it became one of my 2015 favorites for the year. So it definitely became a, what do you call it? My biggest discovery of the year. All right, I have a few more questions. So number 11, le blush le plus pratique, the most practical blush. The most practical blush would probably go back to BH Cosmetics because it's an everyday blush. I would also probably have to say the e.l.f. is a very practical blush. And this one other one that I really like as well from TG, this one is in Brilliance. It's like a glowy type of a blush, but it's very practical, and it's also one that I should reach for more. I really like this. It's very subtle, but it gives off a gorgeous, like peachy highlight color that I really like too. So I definitely say e.l.f., BH Cosmetics, and TG. Okay. Le blush le moins pratique, the least practical blush. Well, we're going to go right back to ColourPop. I don't find this very practical. Yeah, and yeah, that's what I'm going to go with, ColourPop. Okay, number 11. And I really wanted to talk about cream blushes, but I'm going to go with the two that I have in front of me. One of them is the NARS Orgasm Stick. And again, I know people don't like this product because it's one of those all-in-one sticks. I absolutely love this. I love it. It looks a lot like the TG, actually. If you see in comparison, that's TG. This is the NARS and Orgasm, and I love it. I actually use it as a blush topper because it gives off a nice sun-kissed glow on top of your blush. Kind of gives you more of a highlighting, kind of like a jazzier version of your blush. I think it's a gorgeous product. And the other cream blush that I love, again, is Tarte. This is in Achete, or Achete. I think it's Achete. It is so gorgeous. I love this blush. Love it. Here it is again along that line of peachy, like a corally, almost like a coral berry-ish color. I know I'm using so many adjectives, but I love those. Those are my two favorite cream blushes. Okay, number 13 is Le Blush Le Plus Cher, the most expensive blush I own. I don't have it in front of me. It's Laura Geller, not that one, but the 3-in-1 that I had in my favorites video, which includes the powder, the 3-in-1 bronzer, and the blush. I think that was like $42. And it's one of my favorites, but it's my most expensive. And probably, what am I talking about, most expensive? It's probably MAC. I don't know how much MAC charges for their blushes, but I'm going to go with MAC and Laura Geller. Okay, and then Le Blush Le Moins Cher would be the least expensive blush. That's going to go to e.l.f. Absolutely, these guys are what, $3 at a time for e.l.f.'s blushes. And then I probably would also say NYX. NYX is pretty cheap as well, and I do love NYX. It's another one of a practical one that I used to pick up a lot, and I haven't in recent times, but I definitely would say least expensive would be NYX and my e.l.f. blushes. Okay, guys, that was a lot of discussion on blushes. I didn't think I had this much of an opinion, but thank you, Niki, for tagging me. I definitely tag any of you left who have not been tagged by Niki already, who haven't seen this video, any of my new subscribers. I would love it. I will definitely tag some people down below, but I have a feeling they probably have seen Niki's video. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one.